Hi, thank you for joining me today. I am just working on finishing up a pattern test for Smolivco over on Instagram. It is for these cute little Sanrio inspired characters. So this is, of course, inspired by Tuxedo Sam, the little penguin. And so that's my last stitch. I was just sewing on my little keychain for it. So how cute is that? She put a lot of details into these. So this one's a little bit different than the pattern because I just did like a regular bow. She has instructions for like a crochet bow that's a lot closer to his original crochet bow. I did do that. I made 4 of these. I did do it on 2 of them, and then on 2 of them I did like just this little bow. And then on all of them, I did the keychain, and then I did like different little bows on top for each one of them. So cute. And then, so she did her, it's gonna actually be a 16 like in one pattern pack if you order like the full pattern pack, or she'll have them available as singles as well. But so I got to test 2 of them out, and this is the second one. It's Kofi, the little frog guy. Isn't that so cute? So this group was called like the Bow Tie Buddies, and I just think they're so fun. So I love those. So with that done, I'm actually done. I did 4 Kofi, and I did them all on a keychain, and I did little pastel beads, and then I did 4 of the Tuxedo Sam, and they all have like this bow keychain. So fun. All right, but you're here today because you are interested in my 3 favorite frog patterns. Boop, 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 boop. And when I say favorite, I mean it. These are my favorite frog patterns. So the first one we're going to talk about today is the mini frog pattern by Crochet Bucket. So Crochet Bucket is a pretty popular account. She has over 60,000 followers on Instagram, and for good reason. So this little mini frog pattern, when I put up the picture, it's not going to look like much. So trust me, this cute little frog pattern is 100% worth it. Once you get the pattern down, you'll whip through them. It's so quick to make. It is my #1 favorite pattern to take to markets. I will sit down. When the Just Chenille yarn was first available at the dollar store, I used to get the little mini skein, and I could make 11 of the pocket frogs out of the little mini skein. And so it just depended if I was feeling like doing the color changes or not as to whether or not I crocheted in the belly patch, because it's a little frog, it does have a belly patch, or if I went ahead and just crocheted the belly patch separate. Some days I feel like doing color changes, some days I don't. And for the belly patch, when I crocheted on and sewed it, it was just I think 6 increased to 12, and then like of course in the circle, and then I just sewed it on. It just depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes color changes are just more annoying to me than sewing something on. So, you know, it's all a preference, but in her pattern, she does have the color changes written in. Now, if you go to her Instagram profile, you're going to have to do more than just screenshot the pattern. You're going to have to look into the caption where she does give you some edits for the pattern, because there is a mistake written into the pattern. I didn't realize this the first couple times I made it, and so I was just adjusting it on the fly, which really doesn't bother me. It was pretty easy for me to adjust the belly patch where it's centered. Now, if you don't feel like doing that, depending on how you store your patterns, that might be more trouble than it's worth. You can always screenshot the pattern, make them sew the belly patch on, or if you're someone that works with felt, cut a bunch of little felt circles out, and there's your belly patch. But anyways, these are always a really great seller for me at markets. They're so fast. They're a $5 item for me. I've done them with safety eyes and without. It just depends on your preference. But I make them up in like Just Chenille or velvet, and so they're little mini, just hand-sized pocket frogs, and they're literally so cute. People love them. I've done them with beads. I've done them like so many different ways, and I don't always sell out of them, but I don't have trouble getting rid of them. Like, they're not something that sits for me. I've never had a market where I haven't at least sold one, and I've had multiple markets where I've sold every single one. So it's a great pattern, super great. You could even just do it with like your yarn scraps if you use a lot of green. Like if you're someone who's making a lot of turtles and you actually do it, you know, in turtle-y colors, then use that scrap. What's it gonna hurt? Nothing. So All right, so this next pattern is a little more work, so we're working our way up in level of difficulty and time commitment. It is going to be Flipsy the Frog by Kawaii Cuddlebug. Now this pattern is also a pattern that has gotten a lot of attention in the past, but it's still not something that I see in a whole lot of market videos. So let me introduce you to Flipsy. She's amazing. She has these two little ball arms that, if you remember in the 90s, these hair ties were super popular. That was like a rubber band with a metal piece cinching it in the middle. And then it had like two balls on the end. And so what would happen was your mom would put your hair up and twist those balls around. So that's kind of what I like to do with Flipsy. So she has these two balls for arms, and then they're just kind of like dangling on little arms. So I would wrap her around stuff in my display like baskets or poles, and I would just twist her hands together and she stays. And it's super cute. People love it. I had one girl buy one and tell me she was going to put it on her curtains, and it's just so cute. And so I love Flipsy. She's a little bit more work than like your typical leggy frog would be. You do have to sew on her eyes on top of her head, and then you do sew on her arms and legs. So I know that's a little more work, maybe a little more than you're willing to commit to, but I promise you it's worth it. And for the arms, I found that if you crochet them like before you start and then you crochet her body, once you've made a Flipsy, you can kind of pinpoint where the arms should go, and you can just tie them in. So what you would do is make the body, stick your crochet hook from the inside out, pull those strings in two different sections, right? So around a stitch, tie a knot on the inside of your body, and you're good to go. Just keep on working up. And so I would make one, you know, per the pattern's instructions so that you can visualize where those arms are going to be added, so that when you're tying them on, you're not tying them on in some weird place. But that is a great pattern. I did her in just chenille, so I priced her a little lower than she probably deserved to be. I would sell her for 10 to 12 at my markets, depending, but she's really more of a $15 item for me. Like now, when I make her going forward, she'd be about a $15 to $18 item, just depending on where I'm at and where I'm selling. But I love her. She's super cute. You won't regret it. Okay. Pattern number 3. So this is going to be our final pattern. She is gorgeous. She is beautiful. She is worthy of being on this list, but she is a lot more work, but you won't regret it. So I've made 2 of these. She is the Fairy Frog by Sleepy Goat Crochet over on Instagram. It's a free pattern. All of these are free, but what makes this pattern like different and even more exciting is it's a PDF. I know, how generous is that? It's a downloadable PDF. So this pattern is gorgeous. It is this chunky frog that you crochet, you put fairy wings on, and she has a little booty when you turn her around. Oh my goodness. She's so cute. She's so beautiful. I will say with the belly patch, because you work it up so large, it can have a tendency to skew towards, you know, that octagonal, hexagonal shape. The pattern doesn't call for it, but I would suggest varying where you're increasing so that you can decrease that rigid line that you tend to get when you're doing all your increases stacked. So how that would look would be like when you get to 4 single crochet increase, you would do 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet, 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet. So what that means is you would start off the round with 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet, and then you would continue 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet. But essentially you're just doing 2 single crochet increase, 2 single crochet. So it does work out to be 4 single crochet increase either way in the round, with the exception of the very first stitch and the last like little section will be 2 single crochet. If that confused you, I'm sorry. This darling, she takes a while. She's easily a 1 to 2 hour pattern. I'm not going to lie to you, but she's gorgeous. She is an eye catcher, and she will, you know, stop people in their tracks. Is that a fairy frog? Does that fairy frog have a booty on her? And she does, and she's so cute. I love her so much. So actually, I've sold all of these that I'm talking about right now. I have not one in my inventory to show you. Just, they're awesome. So anyways, I hope that you found that helpful. I hope you found it inspiring. These are all free. As I said, they will be linked for you. And if you enjoy videos like this, please leave me a comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Like this video and subscribe. See you later.